Mr. Chairman, thank you. Inspector General Horowitz, the committee's investigating efforts by the Department of Education to interfere with the integrity of its Inspector General office and its operations. On December 17th last year, Education Committee Chairman Bobby Scott requested that the IG examine at the Department of Education, examine the department's decision to restore recognition of the accreditor for several failed for-profit universities. And the Education Department was apparently unhappy with the IG's subsequent decision to conduct this investigation. The leadership was apparently so perturbed and threatened by the IG investigation that they tried to shut it down. On January 3rd of 2019, Deputy Secretary of Education Mitchell Zeiss wrote a letter to the acting Inspector General Sandra Bruce asking her to drop the investigation, and if she refused, demanding that she change its scope by having it take a deeper historical dive into the Obama administration. When Ms. Bruce responded to the department's request, naturally, by asserting her institutional independence as the Inspector General, the Deputy Secretary ordered her to step down from the position. The department apparently planned to replace her as an independent IG with an agency insider, the Deputy General Counsel currently at the department. Were these actions by the Department of Education appropriate?
No, I was very concerned about it when I heard about it from acting IG Bruce, and I worked with her to address the issue, and which successfully occurred.
Have we seen similar kinds of assaults on the independence and integrity of inspector generals in other departments?
Frankly, over time, there have been. As I mentioned in my opening, it's a perpetual challenge for us. Agencies aren't always enamored with our oversight efforts.
Was there anything wrong with, or is there anything wrong with committees in Congress or members of Congress writing to inspectors generals, urging them to investigate this or that alleged misconduct?
Not at all. I get those pretty frequently.
After this committee urged the White House to reverse course in firing Ms. Bruce, the department reinstated her as the acting inspector general, but the department is refusing to make individuals available for interviews about how and why the decision was made to fire her in the first place. Ms. Bruce has been serving as acting IG for over 9 months. President Trump has still not appointed an individual to fill this position on a permanent basis. Mr. Horowitz, when you testified before this committee last November, there were 14 vacant IG positions, and 12 of those were presidentially appointed Senate-confirmed positions. As you stated in your testimony, there are still 12 vacancies. Why is this a problem for the government?
Frankly, and again, this has been a perpetual challenge for us, IGs are not a priority, or don't seem to be a priority, I should say, when considering vacancies in the government. And that's true, frankly, when nominations, in terms of nominating people, and also, frankly, getting them confirmed promptly.
And what is the impact of all of these vacancies on public policy?
It's a significant problem. Acting IGs, like acting IG Bruce, do an outstanding job. There was a 15-month vacancy at the DOJ between Mr. Fine leaving and me getting the position. And the acting IG, who was the deputy, did a fine job, but you don't have the ability to push back when that independence issue comes up in quite the same way. I'm Senate confirmed. Ms. Bruce's predecessor was Senate confirmed. There's a certain authority that comes with that when you come before Congress and when you deal with Congress and when you deal with your leadership, because they know you're there. They know they can't remove you. It has to be, and it can only be the President. The Attorney General has no authority of me. The Secretary of Education had no authority over Ms. Bruce's predecessor. That's a big difference.
The President hasn't even nominated a candidate for 9 of these positions, including the Departments of Education, Defense, Treasury, HHS, and the EPA. The Department of Defense, with a budget of more than $700 billion, has not had a permanent IG since January of 2016. What can be done to put this on the radar?
Well, one of the things that was done is last week, on the Senate side, the Homeland Security Committee there, which handles IG nominations, wrote a bipartisan letter of the entire committee. I think it was the entire committee. It was a bipartisan letter to the President saying, you need to nominate people, and we in the Senate need to do a better job moving those nominations. Both of those problems have existed, and they've been existing, frankly, for many years. It's been something in 4 years as chair of this committee, as chair of CIGIE, I've talked about with presidential personnel in the prior administration, in this administration. We just got an Interior IG confirmed finally after almost 8 years of vacancies.
Well, I agree with your sense of urgency about the importance of this issue, and I think we stand ready in this committee to help however.
I thank the gentleman.